Hello, I'm Ruby Redheart, and for this week's video, we're going to be building, really furnishing this lighthouse that me and my brother made. If you want to download the lighthouse with nothing else going on with it, essentially the shell, the floor plan, and then basically the colors on the outside, it's up on my gallery. All that you have to do is look for Ruby Redheart and it should come up. And also the furnished version will be on the gallery as well. I will say that I did not limit myself with packs, and I own 49 packs, so there are a lot of packs that have been used during this build. But I wanted to gear this house towards a family with a teenage daughter, a child sim that is interested in space, and that child sim I was thinking would also be another girl, but it doesn't have to be to make her room work. And then two parents, and I wanted to have this house look like an older style house where it has lots of walls, and this new couple decided that they wanted to make it more bright, more open in this house. So I put different arches into places. I broke down some of the walls between these rooms so that we can make it work. And right now we're working on the kitchen. I decided that I wanted it to be a little bit more industrial in the kitchen because I was thinking that if we went with more of these brown tones and metals, it would actually look very nice, because I don't know, it just kind of reminded me of an older style warehouse kind of. I wanted that kind of vibe for the kitchen at least, which is why in a little bit you'll see me put brick in. I will change my mind on that later. The reason being is once I forgot which room it was, but once I kind of figured out that room, I was like, well, I really like this color, and I kept it going through the rest of the house. But you'll see me adding lots of metals in this build, including golds and things. So I just thought that is something fun to talk about. There's that brick that I was talking about earlier, but I think I chose one that, I think that it may have been very close to the one outside, but it's like a cleaner looking brick, more of an inside kind of brick, kind of like what you would have in a shower. And I stuck the staircase in that room. Originally, that room where the staircase is right now was going to be a bedroom, but my ideas for where to put the staircase really didn't work out, so I decided to flip where the bedroom would be at and put it in the back where the lighthouse tower starts. And instead of having a bedroom where the stairs are, put the stairs there. Because originally I was thinking that I was going to put the stairs into the lighthouse and go up, but that didn't really work for my idea. And I decided that I wanted to give them a garden, knowing that they're going to have children's sims, and I thought that this family would be more of entertainers, where they'd like to have friends over, guests, things like that. And you'll see me put down essentially a ton of this brick, and then I'm like, well, I don't want this whole thing paved, so I just kind of go in with the deletion tool and I delete out little sections that I don't really want the terracotta tile to be at, and then you'll see me kind of fiddle with the gates and be like, well, I want this in the middle because it makes more sense for the path to be in the middle. So that's why I did some of those things, and I was like, well, I want some tile. So I went back and put back that big area of grass as tile, and I'm very happy that I did that, because to me it makes more sense that you wouldn't have just paths of tile, but also some areas where you'd have like tables and maybe your grill out here. But I really didn't like the gap that the grill had in the back that you could see, so I decided that I wanted to try and cover that up, and I decided to try that with some shelves and pushing up and seeing if I could get it to look right. And I go through many different things, and I just didn't find anything that I really liked the look of that I thought would work well. So later on I will be moving the grill around so that it looks better. See, like now I'm working on seeing if I can make little tiny things fit back there, but no, the counters didn't work either. So I just scooted the grill around until I got it to look about right, and then I was looking for some nice tables. I found these like mosaic ones, and while this reminds me a little bit of a park with those benches, I do like how they look. So I was just like, you know what? It can look a little bit like a park. I'm fine with that. And I will say, I did just realize that I have not put a trash can in this house. So if you do download this house, I would suggest you put down a trash can somewhere, at least an outdoor one. And during this build, you'll see some lighting glitches because I was just struggling. Anytime that I would like save and come back, because I had to do this build in multiple parts, the lights go out and I have to delete all the lights and put new lights. So later on in the build, you'll see me just kind of get annoyed with it and only put lights where I'm working, which really does suck. And I think that I may have forgotten to put a light in the bathroom because of all the lighting glitches. Not in the one downstairs, but the one upstairs in the teenage daughter's bedroom. But I wanted this pool. We're back to the pool. I wanted this pool, while we're down here, to have some kind of floating lights to make it look better at night, especially because I was like, that would be nice to have. And I also wanted the bubbles, so that's what I'm putting in the pool right now. So I put some candle lights from Sitting Living there, and I do think that I changed them for the ones in Dine Out. Yes, I did. And I think I put like 6 total in there because I thought that it looked weird if I had an odd number of it. And I had to completely take out this whole pool section so that I could put the ladder in a way that the Sims could actually access it, because it was just being so finicky for whatever reason. I think that it's just where the pool is so close to the foundation, but there were a lot of finicky, glitchy things I had to deal with. But I mean, it's The Sims. You're gonna have that happen. It's been out since 2014. It's an old game. It's been going on for a very long time. And there are 70 plus packs out right now. And to own them all, you have to pay like $1,000, which is a lot. Actually, more than 1,000. But anyway, back to the build. I decided to do the hedges around the grill area because I didn't want the glitch with the fence to be as visible, and I just went from post to post so that it wouldn't look as odd just having it behind the grill. I really wanted some things out here for the kid to play with, like the swing set, which I really liked, but then I was like, what am I going to do with all this open space? It looks too open. So I was like, well, what about monkey bars? Well, those are too big. And then this is when I decided to have a kid that likes space, because I really liked this tent. And I was going to try and get that into the build, but it's way too big. So I just did a completely themed bedroom for the kid with all of the room being space themed. And I stuck some toys out here to give the kids some more things to play with. And I'm like, I still need one more thing. So I thought about it and I was like, well, chess tables are very, very useful in The Sims. So I went ahead and got a chess table, but then I was like, well, where am I going to put it? It looks weird wherever I place it. So I just decided to put it at the pool because I was like, well, this way a Sim won't fall in. I mean, Sims won't fall in anyway, but that's my headcanon for it, and also it looks better than any of the other spots that I tried to put it. And then I was like, well, what am I doing with this corner? Maybe I want a computer desk area or some kind of family computer area. And so I was like, I don't like how all these desks are fitting, so I guess I'll go with the same cabinets I use in the kitchen. But I kind of forgot that you had to use an island counter to make that work, and so then I was like, I don't like the island counters. So I tried to cheat it by putting the computer and the desk chair on a table and then putting it in it, but then I was like, well, that doesn't work. So that sucks. I did try and raise it up with a 9 key, but that didn't work either. So I just wound up biting the bullet and trying to do the desk area with the island counter, which it did turn out good. I was going to do 2 different computers and things, but I tried moving around where the computers were at, and either the chair was blocking the doorway or it just looked odd. So then I was like, whatever, I'm just going to go ahead and only do 1 desk, and that's fine. It looks good. And here's when I started bringing in a little bit of red for this family, because I was like, well, there's red outside, so maybe we can do some red in here. And then I saw this and I was like, oh, I really like the red and pink. Well, I don't think that that's pink, but it's like a burgundy and like a pinky, like red. Not quite pink, closer. Well, I guess it's pink, but I don't know. Whatever you want to call that color. And then I saw the table and I was like, I love that table. And I just kind of finished making this room using that. I really liked that first room that we saw, the red one, with those little squares, but I couldn't find a way to make it work in here. I also like that pink rug, so I tried layering the 2 rugs that I like, the circle rug and the pink rug, but that didn't really work well, so kind of gave up on that. And then I was like, well, I want a bigger rug, but I couldn't find anything that I liked in the circles that worked well for everything, so I wound up with this square one, and I do think that it turned out well. And that's the color that I was talking about earlier that I went with everywhere, and it kind of completed the living room and the kitchen looks, and then I was like, oh, I really like this. So I kind of had it as the default color basically everywhere in the house. Even the parents' bedroom had it. The kids' bedroom had different colored wallpaper because I'm assuming the kids would have a completely different style than their parents. Well, I mean, I made them have completely different styles than their parents because I figured most people don't have the same style as their parents. Like, I don't like green carpet, but that's what my parents have, you know? And this bathroom, I really did like those curtains that are from, I forgot which kid it was, but it comes with the gold curtain rod with it, and that just kind of helped tie together some of the other rooms, and that's when I started using those curtains a lot more. And with this bathroom, I just wanted it to look like this was the parents' bathroom, because I had decided that they'd have the smaller bedroom on the first floor. The reason why I think that they would have picked to have the smaller room is because it's closer to the door, so that if their teenager tried to sneak out, they'd catch them. But also, really, in real life, it probably would be more like the teenager just had more stuff than the parents did, or the kid, because she has a lot of hobbies. Because when I was making her room, I was like, well, when I was a teenager, I went through so many different hobbies, just trying to find things that I liked doing, and maybe I would quit doing that at some point, but then I'd sometimes come back to it, and then I'd just wind up having all these different things from my hobbies. So that's another reason why the parents might be down here. But I didn't like how these mats were sized for the bathroom, so I had to fiddle with them a bit, and I thought about doing a different rug in front of the bathtub, but then I was like, you know what, I want them to have a matching rug to match with the one under the toilet. So that's why I decided to use two of them instead of just doing a completely different one. And this is the room that I was talking about before for the parents' bedroom. I was thinking with all the gold accents that they'd have some gold accents in here as well. So I was going to use this butler's station as like a nightstand, and then the circle one from the stuff pack that has the butlers in it. I forgot what it's called, but I use it a lot because I like the stuff in it, and it's just fun to do. And then I was like, well, they don't have any place to put their clothes. Yes, they do have the storage outside the door, but I didn't think that would be enough for them, so I gave them a little dresser, and I also put a shoe rack that can also hold those clothes that you saw earlier. I was going to see if I could cheat it onto one of those curtain rods from that one kit that I've been using everywhere. It has like a lamp for its icon. I can't remember the name of it though. Anyway, I decided that they'd have a lot of different kinds of shoes because I have a lot of shoes, and most people do kind of accumulate shoes. Most people have work shoes, they have shoes that they use outside for gardening, they have shoes for wearing to like fancy places, whether that be for dates or whether that be for church or weddings or whatever else. Generally, you have a lot of different types of shoes to go with things, and I decided to do a stool and then this little poof thing from the tiny living kit, stuff pack on the other side for the parents, because I thought that the colors would look nice and kind of contrast well. And I do put a bunch of stuff on them, or at least I do on the stool, because I don't want you sitting on the stool. And I moved the clock because I didn't think that the clock would look as good near where the clothes are as the photo would. And I used these pillows because I really wanted this bed to stand out and look a little bit different. So I just got them all in a cream and gold color on them. And I thought that one of them would probably be an avid reader, and then the other one, I just put a bunch of things that they might use at night, like tissues, combs, lotions, things like that. And I put a bottle of hand soap that I'm assuming it's actually hand sanitizer, but that's actually grosser now that I think about it, because I just realized I forgot to put trash cans. So, where are they throwing away the tissues? Anyway, with that thought, let's move on to what I'm doing now, which I didn't realize that the lighting was glitched at this point. I was just like, wow, it's suddenly really dark for whatever reason. So I put these two different lamps beside of the beds, and then just proceeded to put up the curtains that I wanted, which I had to fiddle around with a bit because I wanted to do the curtains kind of like how I did the bed for the curtains, but the mirror was going through it, so that didn't really work. So I did a little bit of fiddling around, and then decided that I just have one window fully open and then the other one with the curtain on it. And this is going to be the entrance to the house, so I figured I'd put a shoe rack. So I did a stack of these little containers, and I was going to put shoes in it, but I tried. It didn't really work. So then I deleted that. And I wanted a mirror there because whenever you're leaving, you tend to want to check to make sure that your appearance is good, that you don't have anything in your teeth. So I just, instead of using that shoe rack, I just use, I think that Space Game, it might be another pack for their shoe rack that they had. Actually, now that I think about it, it was a different pack. But anyway, you can kind of really see how bad the lighting glitch was now compared to comparing these rooms to each other, because I had to keep on deleting lights and putting them back to make the lighting work. See, like, that's what I was doing right here. I don't know why the lighting was so badly glitched, but it was very annoying. And by the end of this, I just was so tired of it. But we're back in the living room because I really wanted to put a chair in here and some books now that I had established that one of the two parents really liked books. And so that's what I'm doing here. I'm putting the book nook kit bookshelves up so that we can make that little wall more useful, as well as I really thought, well, with this family, they'd have books somewhere else in the house, and I thought that this would be the perfect place. And then to highlight the bookshelf, I did string lights on some of the bookshelves. I didn't want them on all of them because I thought that it would be overboard if I did all of them with string lights. And now I came back to the dining room, and here I was trying to find a dining table that worked in this tiny space, and I decided to go with this round one because of the color scheme. That dark reddish pink with the gold really worked with the colors that I'd already been using throughout this house, as well as with the use of that, I found that it would be easier for a sim to go around and sit in these seats. I did not play test this though, because I just was so tired of dealing with the glitches by the end of building this that I was ready to be done. As well as this house, this entire build took me 4 hours to make. I'm very happy with it, but it took 4 hours to make this without including the time for making the shell with my brother. The shell itself took 2 to 3, so altogether this build took between 6 and 7 hours to make. And I'm very happy with it, but by the end of that, I just was ready to move on to something else. And so that's why I didn't. I'm really sorry about that. But again, if you want to play with this house, it is up on the gallery. You may have to delete things. Chances are things will delete because I did use move objects. And I would suggest if you are going to download this house, put move on objects on before you download it. Otherwise, you will 100% have things delete from this house. If you put the move objects sheet on, then that's less likely to happen. It still could, but it's less likely. And right here, I wanted to make this area look cluttered because this is where you'd be doing your taxes. This is where, well, at least the parents would be doing their taxes. This is where the kids would come to play. This is where you might be reading, you might be studying, you know. So I figured that it would be very cluttered here. And I really wanted something on this wall. And then I finally came up with something. And I was like, oh yeah, that black and white picture from the same stuffed pack that had Butlers. That's the one that's from. And I thought about doing a ceiling fan, but it just hung too low. Somebody wound up getting hurt there in real life, and I was like, considering that, I just don't want to deal with that. And I hadn't actually built the upstairs out. This is all for the kids. So, actually both kids get their own bathrooms up here. For the teenager, they don't have to walk through the bathroom to get to their room, but for the child, they will have to walk through the bathroom to get to their room. And this room that we're in right now is going to be the teenager's room. I had thought about trying to just work with those shelves and cover it up with something, but I was looking around and all of the things that I had, I didn't really like how it covered it up. It didn't do very well, so I went back down to the parents' bedroom and deleted one of the shelves and just replaced the clothes on that. And then I put a bunch of lights, which, you know, the lighting glitch was glitching, so. And I can confirm for sure now that I did not put a light in the bathroom for the teenager. So, if you do download this house, remember to put a light in that bathroom. And where these are angled, I had to use really tiny nightstands, though I don't really think that it would matter too much for the teenage sim because they're a teenager. They're probably going to be here by themselves normally. They might have a friend over. They might have their sibling come to them and decide to sleep in the bed with them because they got scared or whatever. But overall, the nightstands, it's more because I like the symmetry of it than anything that I put 2 of them. And I took and put a telescope on the other balcony, which would be the kids' balcony, because I didn't want to forget to put it out there. Because I thought about it, and over there on the kids' balcony, they don't have a roof, so theoretically, the telescope should work for the kid over there, because all that's over top of it is plants. And also, I did like a little trellis up there using just the they're the things that you put around your yard. What are those called? Those are called not gates. They're called railings? No? You know, today's just not my day. But anyway, I put that up there to make the trellis above, but you really can't see it, so it doesn't make much of a difference. And I was going through for this room, and then I was like, oh, I really like these two together, these Alan Living shears, and then the curtains from, I believe it's Base Day. And I was like, well, since I'm going to just be having this as the teenager's bedroom and it's the top floor, I might as well just put windows everywhere. And I was trying to glitch a rug onto the bed so that it would just look like there was a blanket there, but it didn't work. So anyway, here I am adding more pillows because I think that the brown on the back is not the prettiest, and I really wanted these like stuffed animals on her bed and near her bed. Like, most teenagers hold on to their favorite stuffed animals, or something from their childhood, so I was like, oh, these would have been her childhood favorite ones. And I gave her a little table for her to do her makeup, because I figured that with her liking art, which if you don't know why I say that, I put an easel outside of her room on her balcony, and her having so many hobbies, she may have gotten into doing makeup as a hobby, because a lot of teenagers do. And I gave her like the cross stitch and the yarn. I don't know how successful she is with all of these hobbies. I do know that she is relatively successful with her art hobby, is what I'm assuming, because of what, well, I'll show you that as the game goes through. But then I realized, oh, with the bedrooms on that wall, I can't really get up there. Maybe I can ladder up there or put stairs so that you could go to the top of the lighthouse, because I'm assuming that originally there would have been a way to get to the top of the lighthouse. So I was trying to figure out a way to make it work. I even tried to do the open water one so that it would just look like there was a ladder up there. That didn't work, so then I decided to rearrange the daughter's windows while I was thinking about it and put that back. And then I was like, well, we can just put the ladder in the daughter's room, and I'll figure out what I'll do with the room above her that's really tiny in a little bit. And then I gave her little bear a different thing to sit on. I went with a pink mushroom stool instead, because I thought, well, she really likes pink, and that would look cute. So that's why I went with it. And here I am trying to figure out the lighting for this room, because I realized with where the ladder was placed on the second floor, it messed with the lighting, so I didn't want to delete one of those lights that was in the lighthouse, but I had to make it work, to make it to the top. But I figured that it would be a fine sacrifice. If you were to use the shell of this, you could put a ladder or stairs somewhere else and make it work. I just didn't like how the lighting looked. You could have even put the ladder where I had the ladder previously and still made it work. I just didn't want to, because I didn't like the lighting. And for her bathroom, I was like, well, I want her to have both the option for a shower and also to take a bath. So then I was going to do a shower tub combo, and then I realized, wait, I have more room in here than I thought. So I gave her a full bathtub, and then I was going to do a shower, but I didn't like how all of them had the thing on the side where you would normally place a wall. So I decided instead of doing that I'd use the Mount Komorebi, not Mount Komorebi, it's the one from that pack, that expansion pack that I used the shower from it. I could have also used Discovery University's shower, but I thought that one from the, not Eco Lifestyle, the Snowy Escape. The Snowy Escape expansion pack looked the best. And here I decided to give her a robe as well. And I realized that it was the same color as the one downstairs, and I was like, but I really do think that this color looks better for the daughters. So I went down to the other bathroom and just changed the color of the robe, because I figured that they'd want to have different colored robes so that whenever they get washed, they wouldn't get mixed up and they could keep their own personal robes. And I'm just sticking more art everywhere that I can, because this teenager sim I'm imagining as an artist, and I thought that putting the easel and the bonsai tree out here would help her, because it would just be pretty. And then I gave her 2 couches. I'm assuming they're functional. They should be. There should be enough room for Sims to use everything on this balcony. But again, I forgot to play test. So if it doesn't work, you can always just scoot the tinier couch over and against either the wall or that railing where the post is, and then it should work perfectly. Everything else should work. And I gave her some nice outdoor lighting, and I was like, well, I want some more lights, so I decided to grab the pool lights from below those candles and put them on the little rail, and I thought that looked cute. And now we're working on the kids' bedroom, and I really wanted it to be space themed, and then I saw this wallpaper that looked like the sky, and I was like, perfect, that's great. And then I found a bunch of different items I thought were very space themed, and I wanted the kid to have the same kind of bear that his sister had. So I put that in the corner at first. I do eventually move it onto his bed as well, because I wanted to make sure that he had some toys, or she had some toys in here. And I found a bunch of decals to make this look more like the sky. And the kid has a hedgehog. Originally he had a hamster in here, but I decided that I wanted to change the hamster out for a hedgehog just because, I don't know, it just made me think more space themed than the hamster. And also I was putting that in here because they can actually go on a rocket ship from the room that they're in, and I thought that would be perfect for the kid to have in here. And I gave them a toy box that looks kind of like a monster or an alien. Honestly, I think that it looks more alien than a monster, and I decided that I wanted to give him a picture of a dinosaur, because maybe this kid moved from dinosaurs to space, or maybe he got interested in space because of dinosaurs, since a meteorite killed all the dinosaurs. And then out here, I'm very proud of what I did out here. I kind of looked around through the little campers kit, and I saw this dollhouse. I sized it down because dollhouses can still work sized down and not look crazy because the kids just play with the dolls outside of the dollhouse anyway. And I put that there because it has like a rocket ship and it's kind of space themed. I put a bunch of pillows under this kid's bed, like as if they invited, like as if they have friends that occasionally come over and they need extra pillows for, maybe they just want to make a pillow fort or something, or have a pillow fight with their sister. Maybe they just need pillows occasionally for whatever reason. And I put a radio in his bedroom and a light that looked kind of like a rocket ship by his bed. And I did that because I thought that it fit the theme very well. And I was like, oh, I can make a little area outside on his balcony, like he's sleeping under the stars, just reading. And I gave him a little light that fit the theme as well. And then I put a bunch of chairs out here because I'm assuming that his sister would come over, his mom and dad, or maybe all three of them, and or his friends, and they could all just sit out here, watch the stars, read books, look through the telescope, whatever it is. I just wanted it to be very kid-friendly there. And then I started working on the bathroom, and I decided where I couldn't get the bookshelf into his main bedroom, that the bathroom might have a bookshelf, because, I don't know, this family just really likes books, and I figured some people like reading in the bathroom, might as well give him his own bookshelf in here. And I just put a lot of toys in here. And by the way, I'm saying he a lot, but I honestly think that it would probably be a girl that would be living here. And I put the toddler potty not because this sim is a toddler anymore, but more like the family just hasn't gotten rid of the toddler potty yet. Like, maybe they forgot about it, and also it does kind of look like an alien, and that fits with the theme of this bathroom. And I just wanted it to be very kiddie looking, so I put the shoe thing where like it's toddler and then like infant, toddler, kid shoe thing, and I did a bunch of little decals that I thought would make sense. Like I did one on the door for brushing their teeth because I'm sure that the parents would want their kid to brush their teeth, and I did the height chart because they would like to have something to remember how tall their kid was at different points. I did put a light in the bathroom. Never mind. There's definitely a light in the bathroom. And then I realized what I wanted to do with the upstairs for the teenager. I decided to put it as like a room to hold all of the art things that the teenager had done. And where this is a new save file, I don't have all these things unlocked, so I had to do a cheat to unlock all these items to put in the art for the teenager. And the reason why I decided to do this is maybe the parents just realized that there was not enough room for all of the teenagers' art in their bedroom. So they gave them a bigger room, and this is where all of her art is being stored. It's right above her bedroom, so whenever she gets done painting, if she doesn't want to keep it down in her bedroom, she can move it up here. She has little sculptures, and to put some paintings on the wall, I actually got paintings from the gallery. I got these paintings from two different creators on the gallery. Parrot, 1949, and itstolcia? Tolka? I will, if I remember, put them in the description, the name of them. So if you want to actually go look at their page, you can. But I just took the art that they had their Sims paint and put it in the room upstairs where the daughter's painting stuff is, as if she painted them herself. And then I decided that this room would probably be brick because it's going up the tower. And that's all for the build, other than I'm putting down a rug. And I hope you enjoyed the video. You can stick around and actually look at all of the different photos that I have of these rooms. I have so many different angles, and you can see how many packs I used for this build. This build has a ton of packs. So if you did download it, there will be a lot of things that will be changed on the gallery, but the gallery does switch these things out. Some items will probably get deleted though. And with that, please, if you want to subscribe, please do so. If you have any critiques of me, of the video, things I could have done differently, please respectfully put those in the comments. And thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.